Hi, my name is Catherine McNulty, and I created Grief Inspired specifically to talk to people about death and loss and what to do when it happens. I support people through the process so that you don't have to go through it alone. I set you up to understand what's going to happen, what to be prepared for, and when things do happen, to know what's really a normal part of the process and what maybe you should be more concerned about. But the one thing I don't talk a lot about, and haven't talked a lot about yet, is grief in relation to divorce. And I haven't talked a lot about it myself because I am recently coming out of a divorce. And so I'm still in the processing phase. And so, I'm really in no position to give advice because I don't think I'm on the other side of it just yet. I'm still processing. I talk a lot about, grief and loss and death because I've been through the process of losing my son and the full grief process and really learning how to become grief inspired. And by saying grief inspired, meaning I've processed it. I've accepted that it's happened, and I'm in the position to be able to create a new life, and I've been creating a new life that is what it is. Not what I wanted it to be, right? Because that's no longer available. What I wanted, I can't have. What I want is to have my son here. What I would want would be a happy family where everybody treats each other with respect and we can all be together. These things aren't possible for me in the current situation with the current people that are involved. And so, you may not know I'm the youngest of 7. I have 4 brothers and I have 2 sisters, and one of my sisters called me talking about one of her friends who is going through a divorce, and it was very sudden. Her husband just left her with 3 kids and no money, and he happened to be a divorce lawyer. He but he had her sign a bunch of documents early on that she didn't really read through, and she's in a real pickle right now because she doesn't have any money, and she's devastated because she put all of her trust in somebody, and someone has, her husband has betrayed that trust. And not only has he betrayed the trust, but he's really going after her, and he's hurting her, right, by not giving them the money that they, in my opinion, should have, right? And she's worried about supporting her children. And it's not the first time I've heard this. I have another friend who is going through a divorce right now, and she had an amazing lifestyle, and her husband was amazing and brought in a great income, and he took care of all the finances. And it was great because she didn't have to worry about it. She didn't worry about it. She knew that she was safe and protected and cared for until she wasn't. And now she's got a lot of kids and not enough money to support them. And she's spending every day scrambling, trying to find money to live. And, she went from an amazing lifestyle to now worrying about every day how we're going to pay the bills. And so the messaging that I want to leave with everybody is we need to hope for the best, but we need to assume the worst. And I think that women, what infuriates me is that women, we leave too much to the men, and we assume and we trust in the people around us. We don't assume that they're going to basically screw us, that we assume that they're going to take care of us, that they're going to be true to their word, that they're going to be men of integrity, that, any of the people in our life, whether they're men or women, they're going to have integrity. But that doesn't always happen. And so we need to prepare ourselves, and we need to take responsibility and own it. So divorce happens. Grief happens because people die. And grief is a product of divorce as well. So I'm comparing the two today and saying, they're very similar. And we need to put ourselves in a position to take responsibility for that. So if your spouse were to die, do you have a plan? Do you have life insurance? Do you know how you would live? Do you know where your money would come from? If you were to both die, would your kids be protected? Who would be responsible for them? Have you thought through these things, right? And if you're a wife who doesn't pay attention to the finances, I'm encouraging you to pay attention to the finances. Take responsibility for everything that you have in your life, both good and bad. We as women need to be more empowered. We need to take responsibility and not just assume that everything's going to be okay. Assume, again, hope for the best, expect the best, but prepare for the worst. We countless times get ourselves into these positions, and I consider myself to be a very intelligent woman, and I gave somebody who I thought I could trust, who I thought was a person of integrity, I loaned them money, a really large amount of money. And they didn't pay me back. And they claim they're going to pay me back, but they said that it was going to be 2 weeks. And so I said, sure, I'm going to help you out, because I had people in my life who helped me out when I was in a pickle, right? My siblings were always really great about that, and I felt so fortunate that I wanted to pass it on and I wanted to do it for somebody else. I never thought that this person wouldn't pay me back. And it just wasn't a smart decision, right? So I need to own that. I need to own that it was a bad decision. Am I going to loan anybody money again? Absolutely not. I just can't, right? Because I need to worry about myself, my livelihood, my son, and all the responsibilities that I have and the bills that I have to pay. So I'm just putting it out there because we as women, we are so capable. And it's not because we don't know. It's not because we don't have the confidence. It's not because we're not sure what to do. It's because we're just not taking responsibility. And you can do this. You can figure this stuff out. You can take care of yourself and make sure that you're going to be okay, that your kids are going to be okay, no matter what. I'm in a course right now that's called Mom Strong Global. You can find them at momstrongglobal.com. And I think if we as women, if you are a mother, if you mother anyone, we need to be mom strong. And I want to support that here in my grief community. Take responsibility for your grief, take responsibility for your life, and be okay with where you are right now. But let's make some changes. Let's get ourselves in a position where we consider ourselves to be stronger and more secure and more knowledgeable. Keep doing what you're doing. Know that I am here for you. I would love to hear and have you comment about other ways that people have not taken responsibility. What else should we take responsibility for as women, right? We need to take responsibility for our finances. We need to take care of responsibility for our children and what happens. We need to take responsibility for divorce. We need to take responsibility for death. What else? What else should we be taking responsibility for that we're not? Think about your own life and what can you do to empower yourself and give yourself some knowledge that's really going to make you and put you in a place that's more secure and make you feel empowered. That's what we want, right? We as women deserve to be empowered. So that's my message today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next.